Well, good morning, traders, and happy Friday. And it seems to be a bit of a tale of two halves, really. I mean, as we're going through European trading sessions, we were seeing a very weak tape. We went into US trade and things were on the back foot. People were focused on headlines that Donald Trump was looking at US or Chinese companies that were traded on the New York Stock Exchange. The market opened. We saw really staples, the only performing sector there, and then bang, up it went. You know, S&P futures rallying over 3% into the close. The Nasdaq futures rallying strongly, and we've seen financials really working beautifully actually off the lows, 5.5% in terms of that tape. Really strong moves in crude futures across the curve, both WTI and Brent as well. There's a whole raft of different reasons behind that. We've seen a nice move in gold. Before I touch on other markets, I just want to have a look at the S&P futures. I think it sort of encapsulates what we've been seeing from European equity markets and other risk assets more broadly. This is where we closed the Asian trading session yesterday. Sort of traded sideways through the start of European trade and then sort of disintegrated just as we're about to open US trade, and then up she goes. We're about 1.7% higher from where we closed yesterday. So there's something to remember. That should give us real backbone. So S&P 1.2% higher. Would have liked to have seen a little bit more from the Russell, only up 0.4%. So a bit of an underperformance from small caps. Nasdaq once again showing leadership, up 1.1%. Indication for Asia, you've got SPY futures up 0.9%. Got Hang Seng futures up 0.2. In terms of commodities, this looks really interesting here. I know financials were the performer in the US, but you've got copper up 70 basis points or so. Spot gold pushing into the top end of the range, up 17.31 is the price there on spot. You've got gold futures up 1.3%. No real selling in fixed income. In fact, the opposite is true. You've got a bit of buying coming towards the back end, so a flatter curve playing through. A little bit of selling of vols. You've got the VIX trading at 32%. In terms of FX markets, well, look, you've got the high beta FX markets working really well there, and also the petrocurrencies at the top of the pile there, given what we've been seeing. The CADs, the NOK doing okay, the MEX really firing up there. No real moves in the pound to speak of. We've seen the volatility fairly suppressed. And Euro Swiss, which of course has been getting the headlines recently, we saw a move through the floor, but someone or something has come in and bid that one up again there. So an interesting session ahead, looking positive for the Asian Open here.